Well, hello. Today I'm going to talk about down payment needed for a mortgage. A lot of people, that's usually the first question, or one of the first few questions I ask prospective home buyer is how much money they have saved for a down payment. So depending on what type of loan they get, for an FHA loan, typically you need 3.5% down. And for a conventional loan, typically you need about 3% down. So let's say a $200,000 mortgage for FHA, you need about $7,000 down plus closing costs. And for a conventional loan at $200,000, you need $6,000 down plus closing costs. So how do you get the down payment money? Or let's say you don't have $7,500 or $6,000 as a down payment. There's plenty of other places that I can suggest as far as where to look or how to find a down payment needed to purchase your first home. So first, besides your checking and savings accounts, if you're a renter, you may have a security deposit that you're getting back once you give up your rental property. You have a 401k or an IRA or something, or investment account that you can borrow from. Another option is gift funds. If you have a relative that can gift you the funds for down payment, you really have to come up with nothing out of your own pocket. So yeah, technically you really have to come up with nothing out of your own pocket, but depending upon the loan and the type of loan, of course. What else was I going to talk about? As far as down payment assistance, a lot of my FHA buyers, hear about programs for down payment assistance, and what do they need to qualify? Well, typically most down payment programs start with a 640 or even a 660 credit score. I've seen some as low as 620 on the national level. So if your credit is terrible, if it's like a 580 or 590, you're not going to get down payment assistance. So that's that. So as far as a down payment assistance goes, it can either be a grant or a loan for the down payment money. And again, typically your credit has to be at least a 620, usually a 640 or better to get that down payment assistance. Now, as far as closing costs, that's another issue. So if you obviously don't have the down payment money, you wouldn't have any money for closing costs. So what I usually suggest is that when you make an offer, when you talk to your realtor, or you let me talk to your realtor, ask the seller to give you back money as a credit towards closing. So let's say on a $200,000 home, you ask the seller for a 3% seller credit. That means they're giving you $6,000 back at closing towards your closing costs and prepaids. So obviously, with all the suggestions that I just made, it's obviously better if you do have money for down payment and closing costs. It's also better if you have better credit as well. But if you don't, there are alternatives to getting into a new home. Hope this was informative. If you have any other questions you want to ask me in confidence, you could always book a session with me for 15 minutes or a half hour through the messenger button on my page. Just book a time. More than happy to talk to you confidentially and answer any questions that you may have regarding the home buying process. Looking forward to working with you. Talk to you soon.